What's up, guys? I'm here for another video. Today we are going to go over every single Godzilla x Kong toy figure I own so far, so let's get started. So first off, we're going through the 6-inch figures that come by themselves, which I have is Kong, Scar King, and Zuko and Doug. First, we're starting off with Kong, and I gotta say, this looks better than the SH figure. I just think the Playmates just looks more accurate. I think it looks even more accurate than the Hiya Toys figure, the first release at least. And it's also a big improvement from the GVK one. The GVK one doesn't have anything really, but this one has a 6-pack, so Kong got jacked. Also, this one right here looks more like Skull Island than GVK. I mean, this one just looks so much better. Also, by the way, the packaging even looks really cool with this pink color, and I gotta say, it really stands out. Great job, Playmates. I mean, I even love this packaging, so they really did keep up the great work with the packaging, so great job, Playmates. But also, the articulation did stay the same. Playmates, you almost, oh god, okay, you need to go right here, buddy. Just lean up there. But Playmates, they really improved with the sculpt, and you almost had a perfect Kong figure. You could have added a ball joint in the head, like a waist. Get out of the way, he's just ruining the focusing. You could have gave him waist articulation like Scar King, and he could have got feet articulation, which I guess the feet articulation doesn't really matter, but you could have gave him the waist articulation. And come on, the hand, really? You could have gave him hand articulation on the right. But yeah, I mean, that's something that kind of bums me out, because I think it would have been, this guy would have been a great stand-in. I know it's a $10 toy, but come on, that would have been cool. So yeah, like I was saying, he does have the same articulation as GVK Kong, except no hand articulation, and this kind of does limit the GVK, I mean the GXK version, the Infinity Gauntlet over here, which I think this is supposed to be an electricity gauntlet, which is really cool. And he doesn't have battle damage like the original, which that's honestly perfectly fine, but the battle damage is always pretty unique for GVK figures. Also, the scarring is finished this time, so that's pretty great. Also, this figure is much more heftier than this one, which doesn't really matter, but pretty cool that they did it. Also, they put a lot of detail into this. Like, he has a scar right there. He has a scar on his leg right here. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, overall, I think I give this guy an 8 out of 10. The reason to this is because I think they could have easily gave him waist articulation like Scar King, and that would have made him so much better. Also, the head articulation could have been a ball joint. And before you say, well, the Scar King doesn't have it, Zuko doesn't have it, well, this guy does. And this is an older figure, so I wish they would have included this. Why, Playmates? Why? But yeah, 8 out of 10. Pretty good figure. And his last accessory is a Hev, which doesn't look too bad, but it looks like a grasshopper. Next we have his Scar King, and he has the same articulation as the Kong, just with a waist joint, just with the waist joint, which is very squeaky, but no feet articulation either, or the head articulation, but honestly, not bad. I'd say this is another good one. The red is bright, which I think they could have toned it down a little bit. Even if this is part of the movie, I think the movie should have toned it down at least a little bit. But, yeah, it's not bad, really. Like, honestly, you get a lot with this guy, and he does look pretty menacing, honestly. I think he does look pretty menacing, so. Yeah, and he has the war paint on his arms and all that, so that's pretty cool. The one thing that does upset me, though, is that when you have Scar King, you know he's supposed to scale bigger than Kong. So Kong being bigger, it just kind of sucks. You could have just did that, Playmates. What the hell? Why? Come on. That would have been so cool. But just being that, I think, oh, his whip too, which doesn't have bendy wire, but what you really expect with a $10 toy. Same with Kong. It's like, you got enough for $10, but I would have loved to see the waist joint. Seriously, I would have loved it. But you can plug this in, and it does look like that. So, and you could also attach it to him, of course, which is pretty cool. By the way, if they do another Scar King with a different accessory, will this even come with it? Because Playmates does one accessory for each figure, so, or a toy. They're toys, guys. Just saying. But yeah, honestly, Scar King is really good, and I would actually say that this toy is I want to say I'm thinking like maybe a 7 or an 8, because the sculpt does look pretty accurate. So I would say this is another 8 out of 10 because of the I guess because of the waist and the articulation, and it does look pretty accurate. So I'd say this is another 8 out of 10. So good job, Playmates. Next is Suko and Doug, and let's go over Suko very quick because this is kind of sad. Suko has head articulation, waist articulation, arm articulation. So everything that Kong has, right? He has a waist movement and he has feet movement, which not even Scar King has. So this is our most articulated GXK toy, I think, so far. Except for SH, but like, are you kidding me? What? Kong, come on, really? Also, he has a scar on his eye, so I didn't see that in the trailer. That might change, or it might just be concept. But honestly, I don't think he even really looks like Suko at all. So that kind of looks pretty weird. But yeah, I mean, this is an okay toy. I think it looks more like Baby Kong from the Skull Island comics. So yeah, they probably just went off of that and just kind of were like, okay, we're just gonna do that, you know, and just because we don't know what this guy's gonna look like. And then he also comes with this rock. I don't think there was really a purpose because Doug is more so like the accessory, but sure, why not? Just a choking hazard. But here's Doug, and yeah, I think he has, so he has arm articulation, he has leg articulation, and he has head articulation. So he has something that the Godzilla toy doesn't. So yeah, there's that. And he has a ball joint tail. So yeah, it just looks like, you know, they just taken GBK, they looked at GBK and they're like, okay, we're just gonna copy the same stance, copy everything, because it looks like that. So yeah, but Doug isn't bad either. I think they should have done like a green or brown color, or at least did some dry brushing. Even though it is a $10 toy, it would have still been nice. So yeah, there's Doug. So I honestly gotta give this a 6 out of 10 because the amount of articulation they gave Suko, and even with Doug, they didn't just make him that extra accessory, which, thank you, Playmates, but I just gotta give this a 6 out of 10. Also, you get this accessory, which I guess cool, but Suko doesn't look too accurate here to the hit in the trailer, and you know, Doug does look accurate though. So, but for what they had, it's a good attempt. So that's why I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. Next is the Godzilla vs. Shimu 2-pack, and no, Shimu is not a spoiler, so don't go into this with me. But yeah, it's a Godzilla vs. Shimu 2-pack. These figures, there are figures of these that come separate, but first of all, I wanted to get these ones right here because the colors look better, and I actually found these like guys first. Well, first I found Kong, and it was like one Kong at one Walmart, and then I went the next day and found another Walmart with these two. So yeah, let's get started with these. Also, the packaging does look nice on this. I do like it, but this one with the one character looks better in my opinion. So yeah, there's that. But honestly, this is a good attempt. So starting off, we have Godzilla Evolved, and I do have the Time Breath piece in him, so let me take that off. Okay, that was kind of hard. But when you get this, you're gonna have to attach the tail. The tail, they did not give a shit about the tail. They just kind of used the other figure and just put it on, and they're like, screw it, why not? And this is clear plastic, which you could see in the light. If I could kind of like get light in there, you could see that it's kind of like it's clear plastic. That's all I'm saying, okay? But there's blue around them, so there's that. And this design is growing on me. They should have painted this. I don't know why they didn't. But the stomach, come on, really? Are you kidding me? The head articulation, it kind of goes, and he does look derpy in the eyes. The eyes really bother me. Other than that, it's not too bad of a Godzilla toy. Let me get the original very quick. So here's Godzilla with atomic breath, and still bothers. It still bothers me about the waist, you know. But at the time, this was good. And the eyes, they don't look too bad. This one, they just were like, yeah, we're just gonna dip orange paint on his eyes, and there we go. I really don't get it. But yeah, this guy, you know, looks much better. He doesn't have the battle damage, of course, because they didn't want to do that for the GXK figures, which I don't mind. He does have feet articulation this time, which honestly, actually thanks Playmates. And he has leg articulation, you know, a full new sculpt, which I really appreciate. Even when, oh god, I don't want to break that. That sounded like it was gonna break. Even they did another version of this version of Godzilla, and they gave him some new parts, which, Jesus, Playmates are actually doing something cool, unlike SH. But he has a ball joint tail, and not too much head articulation, but his mouth does move as well. His teeth, Jesus Christ. Yeah, doesn't look bad at all. And he does come with a atomic breath piece, which you can plug into his mouth. So, which honestly, it's cool that they gave it a splash effect to it. So that's pretty cool. And then you just kind of gotta shove it up there. Yeah, this looks weird. And yep, there we go. Pretty cool. And let's get to Shimu, which yeah, this is the big reason why I wanted to get the 2-pack too, is because the blue they have on it looks really nice. And, you know, honest... Dog, stop, please. Also, it still looks like it's a dog taking a shit. Like, I don't get that, but I don't know why they made him pose like that. Because it just looks like a dog taking a big shit. So, yeah, that's weird, but they gave him, like, head articulation, too. Which you can go forward, back, and then... And you can make him stay... Dog, why do you keep bothering me? If you're wondering what the hell I'm yelling at, it's my dog. Because my dog likes to annoy the shit out of me. But you can make him stand like this, which looks weird as shit. But that's why I like this so much, is because he looks so dumb. I like the... No, don't you dare. The crystals look nice. I like the blue on the top, the light blue, and then, you know, you have the dark blue. And, yeah, he has mouth articulation, which is not fully painted. He does have an ice effect as well, which you can, you know, kind of, you gotta plug that in, and there you go. Which it looks like he's squirting water out of his mouth, even though it's supposed to be ice. Damn it, the leaks were real. The tail has a ball joint, so that's pretty cool. And that's it for Shimu. I mean, oh, and this is pretty cool. They did this. So, and he has feet articulation as well. Right here. And, you know, these back legs don't move back or forth too much, you know. They kind of just like, you know. But, yeah, pretty good Shimu. And it comes with something else, which I really don't want to build right now. They had to put this in. I'm going to have to build this, so, yeah, hold on. Oh, God. Alright, guys, so it was pretty easy. So we have this right here, and we have this, which if you see on the bottom, it's supposed to connect, so you're supposed to go like that. Let me tilt the camera back like that. And then you have these crystal things, which I guess is... Alright, I think it's good. We have these 2 crystal things that go like that. And what I'm guessing is that this is a bone cage that Scar King has, or whatever, so... I guess you put Shimu in there, like that, like so. And he's just in there, and then you have Godzilla just hanging around. I can't fit this on the camera, but there we go. That's it for that. I mean, it's alright. Screw it. It's extra things. That just fell over. So this was in a pack a long time ago. Where it was a GBK pack, where it was a bunch of buildings, and they made a Hollow Earth one. So this is like their 3rd pack they created for those sets, and they also did a 4th one with Scar King and Kong. So pretty cool. But let's get on to... I think that's it for the 6-inch figures. I think it's time for the giant Scar King. Next we have is the giant Scar King, which, by the way, the packaging is huge. You know, they did giant figures for the last one, but they really did a great job for this, because this guy has everything that the 6-inch figure has, which I can't even fit here. This guy has everything that the 6-inch figure has, plus the ball joint at the head. Holy damn. Great job, Playmates. You did a perfect job with the Scar King. And, oh, by the way, if you're wondering about the Godzilla figure, I would give that one a 6 out of 10, and Shimu a 6 out of 10. Not as good as the, you know. And you know what? Yeah, 6 out of 10. I think seems fair. Or even, no, 7. 7 out of 10. But this guy, a 9 out of 10, I would say. Or 8 out of 10. No. Man. It's either one of these that are the best. So I would say okay, I'll give it an 8 out of 10 because I like the Kong and this guy equally. But damn, they did a good job. The waist articulation still has it. Has everything that the 6-inch Scar King has, but this has ball joint at a ball joint at the head, and his whip could also come off. I was actually so excited getting this guy too. I was thinking about passing him up, and I'm glad I didn't. Because this guy's really awesome. They did a great job with him. He has the same paint as the 6-inch one, but you could get him in so many cool, menacing poses. I love it. So, honestly, this is a great... If you see this guy, I would get it, but if you don't want to be a completionist, then I guess you could pass on this, but that'd suck because this guy's actually really good. So, yeah, and like honestly, he has a lot of articulation, and with that head articulation, you could get him in so many cool poses. So, yeah, honestly, Giant Scar King is pretty badass, and I do recommend him. So yeah, this guy is getting an 8 out of 10 because the amount of articulation he has, the way he looks accurate to what we've been seeing with the promotional shit, and I hope they start doing this type of articulation with the 6-inch figures, because that would be great. So, yeah, if anything, this is, well, you can get more range of articulation out of this guy, which is great. So, I definitely recommend this guy. Looks pretty badass. This whip is kind of hard to, you know, put on him, but this is huge. So, yeah, great job, Playmates. 8 out of 10. Alright, and this is 10 out of 10. Really, it just is. I need to get this light out the way because it's kind of really blocking it. You did see kind of my face over there. I don't really care, though. But here is the RC Godzilla, and damn, this thing is so cool. No articulation on him because no shit, it's a giant RC toy. But if you really want to say, oh, does this guy have any articulation, you can move the waist, kind of. I don't know if that screws anything up, but yeah, the pink is all there, and you know, whatever. I'm not a big fan of the pink shit, but whatever. Oh man, okay, it's really hard to do this with one hand, but they even did like dry brushing with gray on him, which is really cool. And this is mostly rubbery, so like you're gonna get a lot of rubber on him, especially the top of him has a lot of rubber, the arms, There's the little spikes on his arms, which is cool. You can kind of move the toes, but you know, it's to help him walk. And here's the cool thing, you know, of course it turns on because it's an RC toy. Which, let me get the switch on. You kind of got to get it under the tail. And he just does that, just to start up. Which then you can have the controller. You can roar, which is pretty badass. He doesn't have water in him right now, but if you want to put water... I'm not going to do this right now, but... Yeah, I'm going to also turn off this light because it doesn't need it. If you want to put water in him, you can do so you can have his atomic breath in. Don't drench him in water, for the love of God. Just, you gotta open this up and then pour it in. It's a plug, so it goes right back on. So there's that. He does something really cool. He lights up. And then, you know, he turns around. And this is just super cool. When you put the water in there, he just shoots out mist, which looks pretty badass. But you can, you know, make him walk. And he does make sounds while walking. And you can turn him. Which he does move his tail as well. Oh. What an asshole. But yeah, that is this giant guy. And I gotta say, this is the best thing we got from GXK by far. It's a giant Godzilla toy that walks around, makes noise, shoots atomic breath. And, you know, I didn't even press anything. Okay, so I don't know if they're gonna make any other of these RC. Oh, let me just give him in a straight pose. No, that was the wrong button. That was the wrong button. My bad. That was wrong. That was wrong. Isn't it weird that I'm yelling at a Godzilla toy? It's pretty sad, honestly. But yeah, so I don't know if they're gonna make another RC. I'm thinking like Shimu might get the next treatment. That's what I'm thinking. I did comment on one of their posts, and I said, "Hey, make a Rodan," and they're like, "A flying RC would be cool," and it's like, well, shit, then do it. Get that shit made. And then some people were like, "Oh, Mothra," but no, Rodan. Do Rodan. Rodan's sick. Rodan's the best. Playmates, make more Rodan. Jada Toys, make Rodan. Haya Toys, make Rodan. SH, make more Rodan. Every company needs to make more Rodan. So, yeah. So, thank you everyone for watching this video. Comment down below which one is your favorite that I shown off. And if you're wondering, will there be a part 2? Probably. Honestly, I mean, you know your boy makes bad decisions with life, but yeah, also, I did hand select some videos for you guys. It's a series called Kaiju and Friends, and it's pretty funny, and you should go watch it, because I told you so. And, yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.